Hello, I'm Mark Jr. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to new, and today we're back with another weekly tier list. This is winter 2026 week number 4. Now, as always, we'll be covering the episodes from the past week and the past week alone. And of course, as I always say, there will be spoilers, so go to the timestamp on screen if you want to see the results and skip the spoilers. Let's talk about the first peak of the tier list. Isekai Office Worker. Once again, this is like this is the 4th week in a row I'm pretty sure it's been in peak, because it was peak. This past episode, we got to see our boy get absolutely walloped and beat up, but then luckily we got to see him get revenge in his own way, and his own way of revenge involved just taking their money for what they're worth, basically turning them into piggy banks, which was really hilarious. But I still think they should have been punished more. But then we also got to see the Prime Minister and Aresh show their more true colors in a way for how they feel about Seiichiro. And that was nice to see. It was nice to see that they do, in their own way, care. And so overall, it was a really good peak episode. That's why it's going to peak once again. Up next, let's talk about My Hero Academia Vigilantes, a show that I am covering over on Patreon. It was last week's episode. It was good. It wasn't great. I don't know if there will be an episode of MHA Vigilantes that goes from good to great, but it was good. We got to see Grasshopper Man do his thing. We got to see one guy almost get curb stomped like a jackhammer, and it was a brutal episode last episode, man. And it could have been a lot worse if our main character, Koichi, did not come in there and save the guy in time. So it was a really good episode. It wasn't quite great, though, but it was good. Up next, we've got... let's get Dead Account out of the way. Dead Account. Peak as well. It is also a show that I'm covering over on Patreon, because I already went over that. I'm not going to go over it again, unfortunately, but it was a peak episode. We got to see a new character working alongside the ghost account on Sad Boy K. And this new ghost account, really cool looking. He wears a suit. I think he has a skeleton head. It's been like a day or two since I saw the episode, unfortunately. And then we also got to see our main character and his new team almost get crushed by a ghost account that wanted to beautify all of them, make them all photogenic. And then at the end of the episode, we got to see 2 of our characters die. That's right. They bled from the eyes and got killed by the ghost account that killed his sister. At least they appear to be dead at this point in time at the end of the episode. I doubt they're actually dead, because they're part of the main trio. They're not going to kill off the main trio. This is not the kind of show that is going to be willing to kill off the main trio, I don't think. But overall, though, it was a peak episode. It was so good. We really got to learn more about the characters that we're going to be seeing all the time, which is great. And we got to see more about their abilities. And I'm not a huge fan of the girl, but it is what it is. She's good at what she does. That's what matters. So this goes in peak. Let's talk about what is next. All right, up next, let's talk about JJK Season 3. Jujutsu Kaisen. I want to give it like a great or peak, but I think I'm going to put it in good, simply because I have my problems with that episode specifically. So, spoiler alert for JJK season 3. As I said, there's spoilers throughout this video. JJK season 3, they killed off Principal Masamichi Yaga. And I don't mind that they killed him off. I am aware that JJK kills off characters all the time. But how they killed him off was just purely disrespectful to him, bro. He got off-screened by an old man with a guitar. And I have no doubt that the old man with the guitar, he's probably pretty strong. The fact that he did manage to beat Principal Masamichi. But the fact that they off-screened him was purely disrespectful. And that brought points down in my book, unfortunately. Because not only was he a character that I actually liked, but it didn't... I had this problem with the episode before that, with the Maki and all that, in that they built up a character. In this episode, it was Principal Masamichi. They built him up as being this principal, this powerful, commanding guy, only to off-screen him and not give him the chance to actually show us, the viewers, what he's actually capable of beyond making cursed corpses. Which he could have had an army. Obviously, he's powerful, but we didn't get to see what he could do in a fight. And that brought points down in my book because it did still hit hard, honestly, because they did do a decent job with like building him up, like his backstory and all that. But it was not as hard hitting as I think it could have been if we actually got to see him put up a fight. And then, like, while we're wondering if he's gonna live, oh, like, we're getting more into it, but then we see him die. I think that would hit harder, personally. But the episode did almost make me cry when we saw Panda cry, because pandas cry. Did you know that? I did. I didn't. I kind of did. It made sense that they cried, but I didn't know they actually could cry until we saw Panda cry. And that was sad, because Panda's not supposed to cry. He's a good guy. But putting that whole part aside, we also got to meet Hakari and Kirura. And Kirura, I'm using gender neutral pronouns because I don't know their gender. Or I don't know their confirmed gender. So we got to meet Hakari and Kirura. And Hakari is interesting, I think, in that he's a adrenaline junkie and a thrill seeker. And we got to see him talk a lot. And I mean a lot. And the more he talked, the more sense he made. And eventually, at the end, we got to see the start of a fight between him and Yuji. Now, I'm all for build up and exposition. It's my bread and butter. It's the stuff that I really like. But I do kind of wonder when the actual calling game is gonna start. Like, I want the calling game to start, but I also don't mind the build up and exposition. And the episode as a whole, we also got to see Yuji fight Panda, but it wasn't a real fight, unfortunately. I would love to see them go, like, properly go all out for a fight. But it was okay. I am convincing myself it's a great episode. It's not peak. It will not be peak because of what happened at the beginning. But I am willing to put it at great. It was actually a good episode, man. All right, up next we've got Fire Force, another show that I have brought over to Patreon because just like MHA Vigilantes, it is not performing well on YouTube. So and there's also been some copyright issues with other channels involved with this, and I'm not touching copyright. I already dealt with that with that account. Not doing it again with Fire Force. So I privated all my Fire Force reactions. You can find all the season 2. You can find all the season 3 reactions over on Patreon, or at least most of them, I think. Anyways, this episode, great. Yeah, it was great. I have to let me look up the episode again because I gotta remember what happened, because I remember the ending, but I don't remember what led up to the ending. Okay, so last episode we got to see Shinra go up against Raffles the First, apparently, and it was an insane episode, bro. Now, I'm not gonna rehash the fight itself because it was a good fight, and we got to see other characters get involved. We got to see Sho as well. Yeah, it was Sho. We saw Sho as well, which was pretty cool to see because I love Sho. He's such a great character, bro. He's had such a great like character journey leading up to when we see him again, and I just love him as a character. Man, he's so great. But what we did see at the end there was he beats Raffles the First, but then he disappears. And the reason he disappears is because everyone's hopes, as we learn, or everyone's thoughts or hopes about like what something is, bring Adola closer to the world. At least I think that's the way they worded it. And it was televised, him beating Raffles the First. And everyone started hating him because he beat their leader, the first emperor, the like Messiah, essentially. And he disappeared because, yeah, they don't want him there anymore, which was insane. They just made him disappear, bro. They made our main character disappear. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the last we see of him because he's obviously our main character. But it was kind of funny that they just made him disappear. I will say, I'll put the episode above JJK. I'll put the episode above JJK because it was better than JJK, I think. I enjoyed it more. I don't remember much. I don't remember like every little detail that happened in the episode, but I remember enough that I did enjoy it a lot. Okay, up next we've got Sentenced to Be a Hero. Sentenced to Be a Hero is an interesting show because we kind of towards the like middle to end of the episode, we focused on Venetim a little bit, and we learned that he is a thief, not a thief, a con artist, a very good con artist. He tried selling the palace, which badass. I would have loved to see like a one-shot episode of just him trying to sell the palace. Like, that sounds hilarious. That sounds dope, actually. I want to see that. I want to see how he did that. And we got to see that, and then we also got to learn that he's he told too big of a lie that happened to be true about how the dead what are they called? I don't remember what it's called, the Blight, I think, or whatever. We got to see we got to learn from him, thanks to telling a big lie, that the Blight or whatever it's called has infiltrated everywhere in human society. Man, he told too big of a... It's such an absurd lie that it was true. And it was a great episode. And I feel bad for Venetim, man. He didn't ask for any of this. He didn't ask to tell us such a big lie that it was true, bro. Like, he's an interesting character in that they didn't kill him off. They sentenced him to be a hero. But to avoid him telling the truth, they put a special feature in his seal. Now, a lot of people are saying, I've seen a lot of people say that it's a plot hole. I don't see it as a plot hole because we don't know the extent of what those seals can do. Because I could see it being a plot hole if the seals actually could not do anything except kill someone on command. But if they can like actually prevent someone from telling the truth about something specific in like any way possible, then I don't see it as much of a plot hole. And I do see him being more useful as a hero than being dead, despite what he may know for the truth. And so I don't see it as a plot hole. I could in the future if it's not explained well, I guess. But for now, I don't see it as a plot hole personally. And I thought the whole thing with Venetim was very interesting. So I'm gonna give this peak. This was a peak episode. I'd even put it above Dead Account. It was a peak episode. It's not going above Isekai Office Worker. Nothing's going above this, I don't think. But it was peak. All right, Hell's Paradise. Let's cover that. Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise was insane, bro. Okay, so we got to meet Shugen again, because we saw him in episode 1, I think. It was episode 1 or episode 2. That's when we first met him. And Shugen, he's rigid as fuck. Like, I'll talk about Shugen in a minute. We also got to meet Kiyomaru, and I don't remember the giant woman's name. We got to meet Kiyomaru, a child who spins like a top, and is like kind of moves like Levi, and a giant woman who attaches 2 swords together and has one long weapon, which is cool, but I don't remember her name. And we also got to meet another character who I actually kind of thought was cool until he, you know, is no longer with us because the kid told him to prove his loyalty as a shinobi and end himself. So he did before leaving the, everything else up to the lady that was there as well. And like, I kind of liked the dude. He was interesting. I would love to see what he could do in a fight, but no, they had to kill him off. Like, what the fuck? They could have killed anyone off. Why him? Not fair, man. And then we also got to see Shugen, who, he's an idealistic man, but he's a good guy deep down. Like, he feels compassion for his fellow Yamada Asaemon, but he has no remorse for criminals at all. And Aizen Dono was a mentor to him, and we see Shugen break down crying, which was honestly really sad to see when he discovered Aizen's corpse, or what remains of him. And during the they bury him, because of course they do. And while they're mourning, Soshin and some really tall monsters attack them, and they're defeated obviously very easily. And we see the shinobi, they gang up on these tall creatures and kill them. The Genin are actually kind of cool. The way that they're willing to work the way that they work together to get the job done, kind of cool. A little scary, honestly, but kind of cool. And so overall, it was a great episode. The more I think about it, the more it goes in peak. The more it goes above Senses to Be a Hero, I think. Because it was a really good episode, man. I enjoyed that a lot. Let's talk about a Gentle Noble's vacation recommendation. This episode was really good. We got to learn more about Marcade. I don't know what the fuck they call it. And it's just a great episode. It as every time I've been saying this so far, it's just pretty boys doing things in a very pretty way. It was a good episode. I don't have much to say about it. It was just a great episode. I almost want to put it in peak because of how great it was. But like also, I think great is a good place for it. So I'm just gonna leave it there. Got 2 left. Let's talk about You and I Are Polar Opposites. So You and I Are Polar Opposites was an interesting episode as well, in that we got to see vibes. It was all about vibes that episode, man. It was sweet. It was super sweet. It was great. We got to see that Taida, who I've seen a few people call him the Aya Nakoji wannabe. Now that I see people call him that, I guess I could see him look like Aya Nakoji, but I don't get it. I don't see that big of a similarity between them two. But Taida, we see that he has a new job at a part-time as a convenience store that happens to be near Suzuki's house. And we see Suzuki and Tani-kun go to a festival to hang out, have fun on a date, basically. And it was just a sweet episode. It's just, every episode has just been sweet. I don't have much to say. Then we also got to see them do go to the fireworks and almost kiss, which was cool to see. And I made a joke about how they were going high up, and Suzuki had asked in the episode where they're going, and he said we're going high up or something like that. And then I said he's gonna push you off a cliff. It was the first thought that came to my head, so I had to make the joke. I'm nothing if not someone who makes jokes if I see them. And so I made the joke. It was funny. And the episode itself was just great. I enjoyed it so much. But I don't think it was peak this time. It's just a solid, great episode. That's what I think it is. I don't actually know if I want to put it above Gentle Noble or not. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to keep Gentle Noble at the top of great. And finally, we've got Medalist. Peak. I almost want to put it above Isekai Office Worker. Now that I think about it, I might put it above Isekai Office Worker. I'm going to put it above Isekai Office Worker. Medalist, this episode, not only is, it was just a great episode, it was emotional. It didn't even cover Inori doing her thing this episode, but it covered some other people, some other kids competing, and it did it in such a great way that we got to see them all do their thing, like their program or whatever it's called, and it was a good pace in showing them all and showing them individually as well at certain times for one or two of them, and it did it in such an impactful way that was it got me on the edge of my seat cheering and clapping for them, which is a great thing that I want to happen, because this is a sports show, a competition. It makes sense that they'd cover other characters that are not just our main character or our group. So with that, it was a phenomenal episode. Seeing all the emotions going around with the kids, trying to one up each other, trying to get to the top, and some of them not making it quite there. It was sad at times too, bro. And then at the very end, we got to meet a new character. I don't remember her name, unfortunately. I don't even know if we got her name, actually. And she's definitely going to be a problem. I don't think she's going to be Hikaru's level, but I do think she's going to be a problem. And it was just a peak episode. I don't have much to say about it. It was just so good. And Medalist has been performing very well on YouTube for me. I don't know if it's been performing for other people, but for my channel size, it's been doing really well. I mean, I do wish there were more comments and likes, but it's doing well enough that I'm happy to continue it on YouTube as well, even if I wasn't enjoying it completely, but I am enjoying it a lot. It's easily peak. It's just gonna be peak all around, I think, the rest of the season. And so this is the tier list for Winter 2026 week number 4. In the peak, we've got Medalist Season 2, Isekai Office Worker, Hell's Paradise Season 2, Sentence to be a Hero, and Dead Account. In great, we've got A Gentle Noble's Vacation Recommendation, You and I Are Polar Opposites, Fire Force Season 3 Part 2, and JJK Season 3. In good, we've got My Hero Academia Vigilantes Season 2. And on hold, we've got the Darwin Incident. So with that said, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Let me know where you place your stuff, where you would place the shows that you've seen, if you've seen any other shows on this list. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video with a friend. And of course, you can check out the Patreon down below for the full-length version of all my reactions, as well as exclusive reactions. You can also check out my Twitter down below to see the tier list over there for yourself at any time. But with that said, until next time, my name is Mark. Never stop being yourself. Stay safe out there, and I will see all you incredible people in the next video.